peace and love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. I greet you all with love and light of the Most High God, source of all things, source within. I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but it's just so much going on in the world. Like I said, beginning of this year, this is the year of revealing, and I'm sure many of you are seeing this unfolding big time. There's a lot of people being exposed. You're seeing their true character from the least to the great. It doesn't matter who it is. You're seeing people true character. Okay, that so-called mask that they was once wearing that we are used to seeing, shall I say, that was comfortable, looking at. That felt safe looking at, and now you're seeing the mask being removed. And you don't like what you see. Well, it's going to be a whole lot of that. You know, and it ain't over. It ain't over whatsoever. But anyway, with this video right here, I want to speak about consciousness, even from my own personal experience due to having a spiritual awakening, and my third eye became active um, during this time. Okay, and I've been able to see within myself. I want to speak on that. Um, Give many of you a better understanding of how I have experienced this word called consciousness, as well as I want to speak about the rabbit hole due to what we've all been here on the news lately about Epstein, shall I say. I'm not going to speak too much on it, okay? There are certain topics that I would like to speak about, okay? But due to the fact that I'm connected to my higher self, okay? And I'm always, pray about things before I talk about them as far as uploading it, speaking on things, putting them out to the universe. One must be very mindful and careful because just because, you come into this information, all information is not good information. And you put in certain information out, you have all kind of people out here watching you. And some people are just not stable, shall I say, mentally. And then they would try to go after people. And then by you're putting information out here like that, speaking of certain things you know about people, you can put somebody's life in danger, shall I say. So I'm always mindful of what comes out of my mouth, okay? Just because you get to that place of knowing, you still have to be careful what comes out of your mouth, okay? So we all are liable. We all are responsible, shall I say. It's either life or death that's coming out of our mouth. It's okay to expose darkness. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying, we can't speak about everything. Something you have to just pray about. You might know about it, but you have to pray about it. And if your enemy is telling you don't speak on it, it's a reason for it. All right. Source shall dispatch his rod, his staff, and they will get on it. And no matter what's going on, it's going to be exposed anyway because light always overcomes darkness. Okay. It always overshadows darkness, and light's going to have the victory in the end anyway. Okay. Um, so I'm going to speak about the Epstein real quick. Okay. Let me just say this real quick. When I think about him, okay, being a part of this pedophile ring, okay, this big pedophile ring that's going on, as far as, a lot of our children all over the world been taken against their will, in all kind of ways, okay, due to abducting them and stealing them, you name it, and used and abused, okay, due to sex trafficking, and even due to rituals. Okay, a lot of these big people there are in the elites, shall I say. And please know, majority of the elites, okay, when you are in that kind of group, they all participate in rituals. Okay, there's no way, there is no way you're going to come into a financial status, okay, and you have a high paying position. You are either a part of the government. Um, how can I say this? I gotta be careful how I talk. There is no way you're gonna come into that kind of status, okay? And you hanging around a certain group of elites, shall I say, especially if you're trying to move up, whether it's be a job in the government. You know where I'm going with this. Politics, okay? People want to run for, congressmen, senators, um, even presidents. Um, just people who doing a whole lot of money laundering. The list goes on. There's no way you're going to come to that kind of status of money and not participate in these so-called, not just Hollywood mentions, but participate in these so-called elite parties. And not, if you don't participate naturally in going to one of these rooms and you are participating in the actual act with a minor, you either participating in the act or you are in the room observing it. Either way, you're in it. You're not innocent. Okay, you're definitely not innocent if you're observing it and you're not exposing it. Okay, it's one thing to walk in a room and you really don't know what you're walking into, and you might see something that really disturbs your spirit, and you're like, wow, this is how they get down. I want to pause for this. I want no pause for this. Even if you don't ever go into another one of these parties, okay, the elites parties ever, still, you witness something. You witness something, and we all know that they don't want nobody talking. Okay, like how they say what goes on in Vegas stay in Vegas, but what goes on in those parties, it stays at those parties. A lot of times they don't speak on it, but you're still guilty because you're seeing these hideous acts, whether it be, a sin adult having sex with a child, you know, or abusing a child, murdering a child right in your face, whatever the case may be, or just murdering somebody. It doesn't matter. Whatever the case may be, you're seeing this and you don't speak. You don't speak on it. You're just as guilty. Okay. Um, so anyway, this is what's going on when people are in these certain kind of financial bracket, okay? Whether it be from Hollywood all the way to, politics, our governments and all of that. Now, when it comes to our government, there are levels to our government, so everybody does not know what everybody is doing. Let me just say that, okay? But what I see within myself is still corrupt, period. And there are a lot of good people that are within the government and they do want change, but there are more people that are corrupted that is within our government. It's hard for one person to make a difference, or two, or three. I say less than 10 fingers that are really, have good intentions to want to go in there and change things, change laws for the better of everybody. But for the most part, it's the ones that are on the top, they're saying yay and nay, okay? They're saying yay, we're going to pass this, and nay, we're not going to accept that. For the most part, it's a lot of darkness, and darkness does not care for the light, unfortunately. Getting back to Epstein, uh, I can speak for everybody, but within myself, I do sense that he's still alive. Okay, that's just me. That's what I sense. I sense it's a cover up. Okay, for the most part, when they roll people out, they uh, have them covered up. For the most part, you really don't really see the face. When they put them in the ambulance and all of that. It's rare when you do see it, but for the most part, they do. When a person is deceased, they do cover them up. That was pretty much for everybody to be able to see. Oh yeah, okay, he's dead. Okay, well, even though he had all this information on these elites, this black book on the elites, and he knew who was doing what. Well, he's gone now. So, okay, let's move on to the next story. Okay. That's really how they really want to go there, Okay, let's suppose him being dead, and okay, let everybody get used to the fact, okay, he's going, he committed suicide, blah, 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 blah. And let's move on to the next story because they know eventually, people teach a Spanish short and they're going to move on to the next, shall I say. But I mean, that's just me. I sense that he's still, around for whatever reason, maybe due to witness protection, But that's just what I sense within myself. And there's other stuff that I want to say, but I was told not to speak, it is hold on, family. All right, family, I apologize. My little queen came in the room, and I know how she gets down. She would definitely try to, be a part of the video. But anyway, I apologize. I kind of lost my track of thinking, but um, let me remember. But anyway, ain't nothing but distraction. I tell you, distraction is a beast. But anyway, family, the point I'm trying to make is, I did forget where I left off at, but the point I'm trying to make is I there's a lot of other things that I want to speak about on this, but I was told to my higher self, just don't speak on it, you know. Um, and it's not due to me that I should be in fear or anything, but it's a time for everything. That's all. It's a time for everything, and we must trust the inner voice that is within us. If it's saying "Whoa, not now," please heed that inner voice. It's telling you for a reason, and it can also be to protect you as well. So that's what I have been doing since I came to my spiritual awakening. I have been heeding the voice. Okay, I definitely been heeding the voice when he tells me to, go ahead and it's okay to do this. I go ahead and act on it and do it. And when it says don't do it, I just don't do it, and it's for a reason. But many of you can get your own answers by going to yourself and meditate. Like I said, just set your attentions and get in a quiet state where you're not being bothered and just ask a question. Set your attention, ask a question, and just believe you're going to get that answer, and you will. You will. Whether it be that still voice or you might have epiphany, but it's going to come to you. Okay, that's a way of exercising your spiritual muscle. So anyway, family. But that's all I'm going to say on that. At the end of the day, this Jeffrey Epstein character, this situation is a rabbit hole, okay? And we know that rabbit holes, we're never going to really get to the nitty gritty because it's always somebody on the top that's pulling the strings, shall I say. And you got a lot of middlemen on the bottom. You got this person in the middle, giving out orders to the next person on the bottom, then this person on the bottom giving out orders to the others. So it's just one big um, diabolical, um, evil, satanic um, ring, sex trafficking ring that's going on. But we all know this already. I'm just giving you confirmation. If you've been sensing what I've been sensing, well, confirmation. Yeah, we all are on one accord. Okay. So, and if you haven't been sensing this, just pray about it. Okay, just pray about it. But anyway, this man's filthy rich. Okay, he's been doing this for quite some time, and he has his own little, island that he's doing a whole lot of dirt on his island, as well as a lot of big so-called politicians and elite people would visit, and they would all contribute in all kind of sinister acts. Okay, with children. Um, I truly believe that he's somewhere hidden. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, for whatever reason, that's what your sister says from within herself. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, but light shall come out of this. Light shall overcome this darkness, and I still believe that a lot of people who were a part of this, many of them are going to go down. Period. Okay, let's take it one day at a time. But a lot of things are going to continuously unfold. Okay, so I'm going to say about that. Now, I want to speak about consciousness real quick. I don't want to make this video real long. Um, when my third eye had awakened, okay, and this was like what 4.5 years ago, I believe. But anyway, when it had awakened, I had an experience. I've had many experiences, but one of my experiences, it was just so deep, family. when your third eye awaken and you start to have experiences seen within yourself, okay? You see things, you see things, and what I have noticed is you see things, but it's like it doesn't affect you physically because you're seeing things in the spirit compared to us being in the flesh and we see things. It bothers us more, but when you are in the spirit, it doesn't bother you as much. In the spirit, it's like one big consciousness, you know. Um, and we all taps into it when we are in tune with it, okay? When we are consciously in tune to being in the spirit, okay? Um, once you are in tune, consciously in tune, tapping into the spirit, you see a lot of things that might even bother you, okay? Let me give a good example, family, okay? Because sometimes my mind get kind of sidetracked. I'm talking about one thing, then I go to talk about another one. Let me give you a good example. Like there's been times where I had like out of body experiences, right? And I am like pure consciousness. It's like I leave my body, I feel like my I feel like lighter than a feather, you know. And when I'm in this realm, like in the ether realm, when I am in this realm, okay, family, I see a lot of things. It's like it sort of seems like you're looking outside other people's eyes, shall I say? But it's you. It's you, and you're conscious that it's you, but you also feel one with everything. You know, you're floating around because you feel like a flight as a feather. You're floating around, and I'm gonna give you one good example. There was a time I saw a body on the ground. I just knew it was me. I mean, I just knew it was me. But I wasn't. I didn't feel attached to the body. You know, I saw the body. I saw for what it was. The body, but the body was in some kind of field, and it was just lying there. I'm not gonna say that it was me, like as far as a past life or anything, but all I'm saying is I know it's a body that was on the ground, and the body was dead, and it's like, but by me being part of consciousness, okay, this, I was observing this body, but I was not attached to the body, shall I say? So it didn't really affect me at all, as far as like look at this body and I know the person, or or I just happen to be walking around, in the physical, and I see a body, and it affects me deeply. I get emotionally upset. It didn't affect me like that. It was pretty much like, I hate to say it, but it's pretty much like it was no big deal because, I wasn't a part of it. I was pretty much in the state of like observing. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like you're in the state of observing, but you're still part of everything you know it's like my spirit just kind of like floated around the body, and then it went on to whatever, to the next adventure. I would see a plant, and I would feel my essence going up to the plant, and being the plant, you know, being so much one with the plant that it seemed like you're seeing molecules, you're seeing the plant in its deepest natural state. Um, it's like it's like whatever you come in contact with, you are a part of. That's the point I'm trying to make. And even so, you don't feel affected by it. I'm gonna give you another example. I had like a past life experience to where I was being attacked by a lion, and the lion had me right here. It had me right here. How they grab their prey like by the arm or by the neck. It had me right here, and you know, um, and I just knew it was me. I just knew it was me. You know, but I didn't feel sad about it. I was just observing it. Because I wasn't attached to the body. I was just observing it. And I didn't feel bad about the lion. I didn't feel no type of way about the lion. If anything, I was like, well, that lion, was hungry. He needed to be fed. Um, it's sort of like you're compassionate at the same time. When you're in the spirit realm and you are observing, you're in a state of love and compassionate. I know for me, when I'm in the spirit realm, that's the state that I'm in. Okay, for the most part, when the higher the realms are, you start getting to a state of nirvana. Okay, you start getting to a state of nirvana to where on the inside you light up like a Christmas tree. And when you're in that state, you definitely don't care about nothing. You're just part of everything. It's like different stages of it, family. There are stages where you kind of like earthbound and you're flying around, and whatever you come in contact with, you just feel like you're a part of it. If for instance, if a man just robbed a bank and you don't know he robbed the bank, but you see somebody running out of a building, and they probably like run past you or through you, shall I say? You know, consciously, you and that person are one. Just like consciously, it's like with their thinking and everything, but by you not feeling attached to them, you're not in a place of judgment or anything. You're pretty much just in a state of love and oneness. And I had to say that word compassionate. I know for me, I know I'm always saying compassion all the time, but that's how I feel when I'm in that state in the spirit. I just feel oneness. And only reason I'm bringing this up because here in the physical, we always seem it's good to forgive people when they out here and they do wrong. And it is good to get to that place of forgiveness because it's for us. It's not for nobody else. It's for us, okay? But imagine, that person that had did you wrong, once you get to that place of mastering yourself and, you start having like out of body experiences or whatever the case may be. Um, and if you come across that person, you're not going to wish no harm on them. You're going to. I know for me, I know I've even people that I, know as far as in the past they may have done me wrong. I never felt no ill will about them because for one thing, I have forgiven them. But when you are in that state, you just feel one with everybody, family. It's been times I would be in the sky flying around, and it's like I didn't see my body, but I was like flying around up in the sky with a bunch of geese just flying around, you know. It's like I was one with them, and I couldn't even hear their wings flapping, but their wings was like this, they were just flying around so gracefully, and I was part of them, and I felt one with them. It's like whatever you see, whatever you come in contact with, you're one with it. That's just the point I'm trying to make. Even ants. I have the heebie-jeebies when it comes to ants, but there's been times when I've seen them. When I'm having out of body experiences, and I'm like one with them. It's like when we're outside of this body. It's like one big consciousness, one big consciousness computer. I know that ain't the right word to use, but it's like one big consciousness community. And you don't feel so attached to where whatever you're seeing, you're judging it. That's what I'm trying to make. You don't feel so attached to whatever you're seeing that you're judging it. Even if you see a lion kill somebody, when you are in consciousness and you going past that lion, or if you moving through that lion, or whatever the case may be, you feel one with the lion. You just feel one with it. There's no judgment or anything. A tree, you feel one with it. If you're floating by a tree or you go through a tree, you feel one with it. When you are in the spirit realm, many of you finally get master yourself and get to that place you're able to see within yourself. You feel one with everything. There is no judgment. I know there hasn't been since I've been within myself. You know, so I hope I wasn't too much all over the place. I was trying to give many of you an idea of, a lot of things that we think that are so important here on earth when it comes to holding on to anger, holding on to even to guilt or things you may have done in your past. Love yourself and forgive yourself. It's over with, okay? Because when you go within the spirit, there is no judgment. There is no judgment. I have not experienced it yet. Judgment when I go within myself. It's pure love, especially the higher you get in those dimensions. As you master yourself, man, it's like love and acceptance, and you're one with everything. I don't care if you're still freaking reptilian. If that reptilian is in his heart space, you don't feel no type of way about it. You don't like reptilian. No, you're in that higher realm. That reptilian worked on itself. It has mastered itself by being in its heart space, and it's too. You know, is able to be in that realm. It's allowed to be in that realm just like you. Because you master yourself, you're in your heart space and you raise your vibration. So I just wanted to say that, family. And like I said, many of you be surprised who's out here. You have some Palladians walking around, you got some reptilians walking around, especially in our government. I tell you. People love to worship people. A lot of times you worshiping these so-called beings and stuff. That's why it ain't good to worship people. I don't want nobody worshiping me. I'm your sister. I'm walking with you. If anything, you pray for me, but don't be worshiping me. But the point I'm trying to make is stop worshiping people. Only worship, Source that has given you life and divine within you, not man. Because people will let you down. And especially people that you look up to. You see things about them, all of a sudden it disturbs you. That's because you put too much energy in them, looking outside yourself, and you not use not a good time to go within yourself. How about you search that He that is in you, you know, and worship that is within you. Okay, source. Period. So that's all I want to say, family. But the government is full of reptilians. It's full of them. But I'll let y'all pray about that. Go within yourself, get your answers. Believe me, I just gave me a few confirmation because you knew it already. Look at it this way: some of them are part of the agenda, some of them not. Some of them are in their heart space. Some of them are like rejects because they're not going along with um, I'm not gonna call them rejects. I'm gonna call them outsiders. Outsiders are the ones that are not going along with the agenda. The rest of the so-called elites. How they get down, shall I say? And Donald Trump, he's a reject. That's all I'm gonna say. Peace, family, and thank you for your love and support in my channel.